How much? How much do I care about peace? Do I care enough about peace to ride my bike to work and quit when I get there? Say enough is enough is enough. I will not work for the man anymore. To ride and ride and ride, cleaning my mind until I find a real job, working for everywhere, everyone, everything else in the world. Not real like 9 to 5, real like keeps me alive. Not real like someone's gotta do it, real like Earth Island Institute, Doctors Without Borders, Amnesty International, South Yuba River Citizens League. Real like if I don't do it, who the hell will? Do I care enough about peace to admit that all inactions are actions? Not voting is voting. To vote with my mouth and my conscience and wallet and my ballot while I'm at it. To buy all organic all the time, from sheets to roses to underwear to sprouts. To cause a commotion at Safeway. Say, let me know when you make the transition and I might reconsider my decision and never shop here again. To dig up my chemically dependent heavy drinking lawn and replace it for good with a permaculture garden to share with my neighborhood. To UPS 5,000 gallons of water and 500 pounds of corn to my refugee pen pal in Rwanda every day for a year before eating one more mouthful of chicken or pig or cow. To build my house out of straw, make it small, fill it with compact fluorescents, super insulate the water heater, make certain every splinter of wood is J Butterfly certified, and once I've built it to stay home, to not fly, to forsake air travel and its outsized suicidal tendency for heating up the planet, its insatiable greed for being there and here on the very same day. Fuck those little plastic cups anyway. Do I care enough about peace to let my fingers do the walking? Right out the door of the business as usual yellow pages and into the national green pages every time the American in me can no longer resist the urge to consume, to sell half my shit, then give half what's left away today except for the television. Much like a landmine must be destroyed before maiming the mind of one more little boy. To have just one child, to adopt between 1 and 88, to meditate on the origins of impatience, anger, and hate so that I may never yell at any of them or anyone else I love or don't yet love. To spend as much time with them as I do sending inter-office email at my job, real or not. To remember that the truth has been found. I can't buy from Exxon without Prince William Sound. I can't buy from Chevron without hired helicopters gunning Ngoni to the ground. Not from Shell and that little thing with Ken Saro-Wiwa. Not from the Unicals and their Ivy League pals shilling on Nightline promoting the new Uzbeki Afghani Osama bin pipeline. And therefore, to commit to a reduction in internal congestion. To drink and drink and drink, burning gasoline until I am filled with fiery compassion for the eternal sufferers of my infernal dedication to internal combustion. To admit that I'm addicted to my automobile, my own 2 little axles of evil. I keep finding myself back at the pump with every finger on the trigger, and I know in that moment that they is us is them, pushed and sucked and pumped through a dirty oil filter. Do I care enough about peace to sell my car? To hitchhike, but refuse to ride in any SUV-8 commuter. Range Rover, send our black soldiers right over. Jesus Chrysler, Honda Krishna. I keep finding myself back at the outlet, ready to plug something else in or check something else out. Do I care enough about peace to close the gap, or at least stand in front of the gap with a picket, to never set foot in Walmart, Walmart, PetSmart, Star Mart, or Starbucks again? How about Home Depot? To stop buying clothes made of oil sewn by 8-year-olds in dark factories on the other side of the planet, sold in stores built on wetlands, farmlands, once quiet lands, so far from where you live lands, so hemmed in by asphalt, big trucks, broken glass, and mufflers, so underserved by public transportation that driving there seems like the only reasonable way to get there, but which you're too cheap to pass up. Do I care enough about peace to stop buying those clothes? To buy instead organic cotton hemp recycled clothes made by people I know who live on my street? To acknowledge that peace is redwood trees standing. Peace is worldwide family planning. Peace is organic peach canning. Peace is Alice Walker in the Oval Office sitting at the big desk. Peace is your grandma riding her bike to the bus to the farmer's market. Peace is a living wage for the Colombian peasant who grew my cup of coffee. Peace is live music in my kitchen. Peace is the collective self-esteem of all the world's kids. And I've got to wondering, if you gathered all the 10-year-olds in China, America, Afghanistan, Nigeria, and Mexico City, and gathered all their self-esteem and put it in a laser beam of light and shot it into the night, would it make it to the Lincoln bedroom? Would it make it to the moon? Do I care enough about peace to cut up my Discover card and send it back to the bankers who are using my money to finance the erection of the Three Gorges Dam, to displace 1 million people, brown, voiceless people, to drown the great Yangtze in 5,000 years of cultural history beneath the largest chunk of cement ever conceived by Stanford University engineers, to distrust scientists with technological cures for organizational problems, with DNA cures for tomatoes that ripen and DDT cures for mosquitoes that bite, with nuclear cures for energy problems and nuclear cures for war problems and nuclear cures for nuclear waste problems. This just in, top scientists today announced that they found a cure for ignorance, all the newsmen blared. If Einstein was so smart, why didn't he see we weren't ready for MC to be squared? To revolt every time some corporation commits inappropriation, steals a word, a plant, an idea, a gene, a famous face, a mental space, a sacred place, a 6th grade class. Get the hell out of my watershed before I copyright our whole language and trademark your ass. To carry scissors and markers and stand on the street offering on-the-spot removal of swooshes from feet, to educate myself in the arts of resistance by seeking out the real news in Yes Magazine and Boycott Action News and Mother Jones and Democracy Now!, to climb and climb and climb up and up the ranks of the ruckus society, to recycle but only as a last resort after reducing, reusing, and rejoicing in the replacement of our throwaway culture, to carry a plate and a cup in a cloth bag on my shoulder, ready to hold spontaneous nourishment without notice, without needing virgin old-growth disposable tableware. And when the cashiers say paper or plastic, I say no thank you. Do I care enough about peace to ask questions about everything I demonize, canonize, generalize, jeopardize, advertise, memorize, fantasize, or supersize? About everything I say I can't live without? About everything I stand for, work for, live for, pray for, pay for, die for? About everything I eat, buy, do, make, facilitate, drive, produce, consume, facilitate, drive, leave behind? Do I care enough about peace to light myself on fire on Las Vegas Boulevard? To walk the talk, to walk and walk and walk and walk and walk and walk, to walk to the White House, to walk to Iraq, to walk to no place in particular, holding a sign above my head that says, "One walker for peace," ignoring mind closures and no trespassing signs, testosterone-fueled egos and the intentionally blind, planting tiny peace seeds in every fertile bare patch of human mind that I find. Do I care enough about peace to ride my bike to work?